Go punch my foot and see how much of my infinity you got. Why is your boat in my bag? Ready, set, kick. Ready, set, kick. Wait. Ready, set, kick. Ready.
Shenanigans all day, every day. I guess that's just called being kids. So we're at the city called Jokkmokk, just north of the Arctic Circle boundaries in Sweden. Sort of central northern Sweden. We stopped here last night. We did almost 260 miles yesterday. We got about a little north of 300 miles to do today to get back into Norway to meet up with our friends. This spot we pulled over last night at is just kind of a roadside rest area. Very, very busy last night. And people come and go. Check that out. Just as I'm speaking, big giant motorhome pulled in. Another guy with a big giant trailer is pulling in. They won't stay for long. Still too early in the day for these people to call it quits already. So they'll move on. And there's somebody down there with a regular car just picnicking. But we got to get a move on too. Got a few miles to drive. Last night we were hoping for northern lights. The Aurora forecast was good. You know, our experience in Alaska, seeing northern lights and reading the forecast, is their rating system it goes from like 1 to, I don't know, highest I've ever seen is 7. So presumably it goes a little bit higher, maybe 8 or 9, possibly 10. But anything from 3 and above, depending on where you're at and how clear the skies are, it's potentially visible. When we saw northern lights in Valdez, Alaska, I think it was like a 4. So not particularly high, but it was late enough in the season. It was like mid to late August. We had clear skies. It appeared. It was amazing, and it got dark enough. Last night, it was supposed to be a 5, according to the forecast. And according to their map, we were in a good place to be able to see it. Central Sweden, north of the 66th parallel. But at 2 a.m. when it was supposed to peak at 5, it did not get dark enough. Even though we had almost 6 hours of sun below the horizon, it did not get dark enough. Basically, northern lights last night was a bust. We stayed up till like 2 when it was supposed to be the darkest and the lights the strongest. Too bright out. No northern lights. So we're gonna have to hope for another day later in the season. Swedish Lapland, also known as Laponia. I didn't know this, but it's UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's the biggest contiguous natural landscape in all of Europe, which is pretty cool. Let's see, where are we here? We are, I think we're over here. Yeah, we're all the way over here. So today we're gonna drive this way and all the way across back to Norway. Here we are again at the edge of the Arctic Circle. The southernmost latitude where midnight sun can be seen at summer solstice. Lots of vandals once again vandalizing the sign. It is interesting to look at all the stickers though. July 19th, and today is the 5th. So that means we were here for 10, 12, 17 days. We're in Arctic Circle for 17 days, and now we're finally leaving.
Can you record this thing? Because I want to buy
Yeah. Oh, that's it. Oh, yeah. Check out this thing. We want one of these really badly, but they're kind of hard to find. This is really clean. There's a newer one from the Netherlands. The 609D, that's a designation for the tonnage and the engine that it has in it. Has a 90 horsepower engine And it's a 6-ton chassis. Look at that. That is really cool. It's a really heavy duty one for in a really short chassis. So this spot has got trash, bathroom, a place to empty your toilet. Really nice bathrooms. And place to empty your toilet and fresh water. Don't wash your car, you can get fresh water. So we're totally refreshed, and I guess this is also a paid, looks maybe private, or at least privately operated, a paid camping. It's 140 Swedish crowns, which if I remember correctly is about $14. I think it's 10 to 1 dollars. Without electricity is $10. With electricity is $14. That's actually pretty good, at least compared to Norway. How long do you think before we get bugs on the GoPro time lapse?
It's already on there.
Like instant. All right, so we're gonna do another 100 miles, and then we'll try to get gas, diesel, and then 200 miles more after that, hopefully. Gas price update. We are in the town of Sorsele. Is that right? Sorsele, Sweden. We just paid $6.20 a gallon for diesel, which is not that much cheaper than the cheapest we've had in Norway, but it's still a little bit cheaper. And this is comparing super cheap places that we found in Norway versus probably considered very expensive here in Sweden. So still a little bit more savings chipped off of our detour. Any little thing helps. So our cannonball run took us to this spot in Sweden tonight. We're only about 40 miles before the Norwegian border. So we'll be heading back in to probably the most crowded place in the Nordic countries tomorrow. But tonight we'll be at this spot. Hopefully, it's looking like that will be true. But hopefully all by ourselves. It's pretty good. I don't think I can complain. I'm letting Luca play with this thing we made, which is basically a submersible pump, a 12-volt submersible pump that's powered by a little car jumper battery. You throw it into a lake, and then you put a sprayer on the end. You have unlimited water.
Look, it's my turn now.
Luca, are you peeing? It's a very strong stream.
From his face.
My turn. It's
Don't drink the water.
blow up.
That's a submersible pump. 12-volt power goes up to a switch. to my lithium jumper. So as long as the battery doesn't die, we have water we can spray. So yeah, we're almost back. We're gonna be meeting back up with our friends tomorrow, but it'll be nice to be here by ourselves tonight before it gets super crazy again. Marlene's giving me one of her beers. She's very stingy, you know? I know how she's gonna be in the zombie apocalypse. She's gonna hog all the beers. Cheers. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
What?